Good evening and welcome to Left, Right and Centre. I'm Nidhi Razdan and we come to you on a day when the Law Minister has decided to file multiple lawsuits against the India Today group for alleging that his trust for the disabled siphoned off money. As the battle lines are drawn and the war of words intensifies, we ask, should Salman Khurshid step down until a probe is complete? Well, that's our big focus on a day when Salman Khurshid told NDTV Today that he's filing multiple defamation cases against the India Today group. His wife Louise Khurshid has filed one case here in Delhi for 71.5 lakhs. That's the amount that their trust has been accused of siphoning off. Mr. Khurshid will be filing another case, this time for 200 crores in the Bombay High Court. And then another case in the UK for £5 million. He says that in the UK an example has been made of Rupert Murdoch and his media empire, and that there is no space or tolerance for unethical practices in the media. So he feels that it will be a very strong case for him there in the UK, where Aaj Tak, the channel that is owned by the TV Today group, is broadcast. He will also be filing criminal defamation cases in the districts of UP, in 17 districts of Uttar Pradesh. Now, in a sting operation that was aired last week, Aaj Tak and India Today alleged that Mr. Khurshid's trust, the Zakir Hussain Memorial Trust, forged the signatures of officials in UP and siphoned off 71.5 lakhs meant for the disabled. Now, while the Congress has defended Mr. Khurshid today, the BJP has demanded his resignation in the interests of a fair probe. Meanwhile, with Arvind Kejriwal also stepping into this battlefield, the exchanges have become more and more bitter.
There is no question of isolating or not backing. But he is an important minister of the UPA2 government.
उस पे कोई ऐसी बात नहीं है और पुरानी सरकार में ही जांच शुरू हुई थी और उसके बाद प्रकट जब सरकार समाजवादी पार्टी की बनी तब मौका मिला, तो वो जांच अपने आप होगी। जांच में पता लगेगा कि आखिरकार क्या निर्णय लिया जाए।
और उसके बाद अखिलेश यादव जी कहेंगे हमारी जांच पूरी हो गई, सारे सबूत खत्म हो गए, सारे गवाह खत्म हो गए, कानून मंत्री निर्दोष हैं, कानून मंत्री आगे बढ़ो, कांग्रेस तुम्हारे साथ है, अखिलेश तुम्हारे साथ है, कानून मंत्री आगे बढ़ो, अखिलेश तुम्हारे साथ है.
The Economic Offences Wing of the UP Police has constituted 4 teams to carry out probe in 17 districts across Uttar Pradesh. Handwriting experts will also be employed to verify signatures. But on a day when crucial evidence was being gathered and documents being collected, there were fresh allegations of yet another forgery in the district of Bulandshahr.
So, if it is the Law Minister and his trust about which an inquiry has to happen, certainly by his continuing in the position, the expectation that there will be a free and a fair inquiry cannot be met.
When we received the report from the state government, we took it up with the Zakir Hussain Trust, seeking clarifications. This type of view can only be taken by jaundiced people who will see everything yellow. I don't think that this type of doubts should be there in anybody's mind. We are committed for the rights of persons with disability. We are committed for the disadvantaged sections coming up.
The Social Justice and Empowerment Minister Mukul Wasnik makes an important point. He says that the Zakir Hussain Trust has been receiving money ever since 2003 when there was an NDA government. So he points out to say that the Congress is the one which wanted to help out Law Minister Salman Khurshid's trust is wrong. However, what they are clarifying is that till the time the probe is on, they will continue to receive funds. However, the UP government is the one that will be giving the final word on the trust.
He came to me and requested me that I should promote his name with Mrs. Sonia Gandhi to be made a member of the National Advisory Council. And I did recommend his case, but probably Sonia ji knew about him more than me. And she was wiser than me that she refused sort of meeting him.
दिग्विजय सिंह जो कुछ भी बोलते हैं, झूठ बोलते हैं, बेकार बोलते हैं और उनकी बातों पे कुछ भी प्रतिक्रिया करना मुझे लगता है कोई जरूरत नहीं.
And that's the big question we're asking tonight. Should Law Minister Salman Khurshid resign until there is a probe that is conducted and it's out of the way? Joining us on the program tonight is Justice Markandeya Karchu, the Chairman of the Press Council of India. We have Sanjay Jha, the co-founder of HamaraCongress.com. We have Mr. GVL Narasimha Rao from the BJP, Mr. Vinod Sharma, the political editor of the Hindustan Times, And Professor Anand Kumar of the India Against Corruption team will also be joined by Rahul Kamal, the managing editor of Headlines Today, which is part of the India Today group, very shortly. Justice Karju, I wanted to start with you first because you wrote a very interesting letter today to Justice Verma, who heads the News Broadcasting Standards Association, and you know, you've actually said that he should conduct this probe, that he should look at what both sides are saying and conduct this probe. Did you make this request because he is the NBSA the chairman, and have you made this request in your capacity as the press council chairman?
No, I made it in my individual capacity because a lot of allegations and counter allegations are being made. So I thought that an independent inquiry would be best in this situation, and I hold Justice Verma, the chairman of NBSA and former Chief Justice of India, in very high regard. So I sent an email letter to him today requesting him to make a probe both against Mr. Khurshid as well as against the India Today group, and after hearing all sides, give a report and determine who is guilty and who is innocent. This should be decided now because this is in the public domain.
But how does Justice Verma, you know, sort of proceed on his own on this? Do you think that the government should ask him to conduct this probe? Should both parties ask him? How would he proceed from here?
No, Justice Verma is the chairman of the NBSA and a very highly respected figure. There are private inquiries also. The NBSA is a private body. The NBA is a private body. They say that they hold inquiries. So what is wrong in Justice Verma's holding the inquiry? A person who is a high stature, who enjoys very high credibility, is the right person to hold such an inquiry.
Let me just, before I ask you for more comments on your on the rest of your letter, which is very interesting, I'd like to get the other panelists to come in on that. Sanjay Jha, is that a good idea? An independent probe by somebody like Justice Verma, who's an eminent former Chief Justice, as Justice Karju says, a respected gentleman. Would that be a good idea, you think?
Honestly, Nidhi, I think that's exactly what Salman Khurshid stressed in the press conference yesterday. He first established the evidence that he had, and he said, for factors that are beyond my control, if there is a forged affidavit or some officers have signed off which are deemed to be fake documents, then in that case, let there be an impartial inquiry. Whoever does that, let it be an independent investigation. Now, end of day, we need to get to the bottom of the facts that are prevalent in the case. And, this is a question of a person's reputation. End of day, where Salman Khurshid is concerned, he's no ordinary individual. He's a responsible cabinet minister. It's not just about his legacy of Oxford. It's the fact that he's got an unimpeachable track record. And he has a right, not just as a minister in the government or a Congress parliamentarian, but as an individual. When you have a stigma against your name, you do want that to be cleared. And if an impartial inquiry is the way forward, so be it.
Mr. Rao, would the BJP be supportive of this idea that Justice Karju has put forward?
You see, what we are talking about is public money that has been given to a trust for the welfare of a section of the public. So the idea of a private inquiry honestly doesn't appeal to me. I think that's a stand that party will have to look into account. But to my mind, it has to be an official inquiry ordered by the government and has to be done by a person like Justice Verma is highly respected. Why can't the government ask Justice Verma to take it up? If they have no problem, if Mr. Khurshid has nothing to really worry about, I think he has to subject himself to an inquiry, and he has agreed for it yesterday. I think it will have to be, in my opinion, it has to be an inquiry conducted by the public agency, authorized by the government, so that the findings of no, it has to be, I think the format of the inquiry has to be discussed. We haven't really specified what kind of an inquiry, but a judicial inquiry, judicial probe is, I think, extremely in order, but it will have to be done under the aegis of the government.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app, fully optimized for Retina display, full screen view, faster response time, and Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.